been a while since there's been a normal Mr. podcast, but welcome back. Today we're gonna have a discussion with not only myself but also Mike Whitaker
Hi, what's up, guys?
and also Greg Dietz.
Hello.
And these fine gentlemen will join me in discussion about the current state of consoles today and kind of figuring out, do we really need to move on to the next generation, or should we just stay with what we got? But first, as usual, what have you guys been up to?
Um, I haven't been up to much. I've been trying to catch up on some shows and just playing
Lot of
Battlefield
shows.
with friends and stuff, Battlefield 3. But one thing I have done recently was I downloaded a free app from Adult Swim called Major Mayhem. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. That's
Yeah.
all you play. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Here's why it's a lot of fun. And I say this constantly about phone games. Anytime I have to use the phone's accelerometer, it drives me fucking insane.
Yeah.
So I try to find games that just use either touch or maybe like a D-pad and buttons, but it's an RPG, so I don't have to worry about much.
Mm-hmm.
That like turn-based RPG, I should say that. But with Major Mayhem, what's really cool is your character, Major Mayhem, he'll find like something to get behind cover, and enemies will pop up, and you shoot at them to kill them. You can get headshots, body shots. Body shots usually don't kill them right away unless you have a powerful gun. You can upgrade the guns because every time you kill, you get coins, and and the enemies range from ninjas to CIA agents or Men in Black kind of guys to what look like mummies. Like they're wrapped in bandages, but they're wearing like Arabian clothing.
Slightly racist.
It's Adult Swim. They have a show called Minora Squad or Minora Team. Yeah.
That's true.
But what makes the game fun is that it's not too difficult because the enemies will throw blue weapons at you. You could stand out and take blue weapons to the face all day. You're not going to take any damage. However, they will occasionally throw a red one, and the game will let you know when it's red because the character will like have a red circle around him, and as long as you just aren't out from cover shooting, you're fine. The game does not have a time limit unless you play the time mode. But there's three modes. There's like story, which is just you go from level to level. Arcade, which is just it'll just keep cycling through levels like as quickly as possible. And you'll get bosses and stuff, and it's just fun, quick, easy way to make points. Time trial mode, which is you go to one spot for like a minute and a half, taking out as many enemies as you possibly can, as quickly as you possibly can to get points. And then there's survival, which is you go through and there's no chance to get armor back. Your character also has a helmet, which is 1 point of armor, and a shirt, which is 1 point of armor. So you can take 3 hits before you die. Or technically 2 hits before you die, because the 3rd hit will kill you. But it's fun and it's free. You should definitely, if you have a smartphone, and it's both on iPhone and Android phones, that it's free. So it's definitely worth your time. It is a blast to play. I recently unlocked a sniper rifle, and that is the god gun in the game because it's just one bullet kills an enemy.
Nice.
So I'm just like,
As one bullet should kill an enemy.
and all you have to do in the game is touch the screen. You have to do nothing else.
Nice.
So
just a question, Greg. Have you been a fan, or have you been like kind of played mobile app games before on your phone, or is this something like you just kind of do like casually?
Oh, I'm very casual when it comes to mobile phone games. You know, I think that the smartphone or mobile phone platform is a great way to have casual games. The guy who runs Rovio, he had come out and said that that console gaming is dying, and that
I don't agree with that, but
right. He said that mobile gaming is the wave of the future, and
mobile gaming has a big part in the future.
Well, he's talking about mobile in the sense of both like DS and PSP or Vita or whatever it's called now. Yeah. And it's funny because mobile games are fun for short periods of time.
Yeah.
I've never
If
played a
I'm taking
mobile game.
poop, I want to play a mobile game.
Right. I've never played a mobile game where I went, like, I want to play this all the time, every time.
No. I'm not even that way with like Angry Birds or Where's My Water. I don't play those like forever and ever and ever. For one, it drains your battery, and two, it's not. I don't feel like it's a game that's meant to be played for a long period of time.
Right. Sorry about the yawning.
No,
it's fun. These games can be fun. The problem is that I am a type of person that gets bored with a game really quick. If it can't keep me there for some reason, I don't want to play it.
Right.
And repetitiveness will get me away from a game.
Yeah.
If a game doesn't change as I'm playing it, I have no interest in playing it anymore.
Okay.
Like online games. I can't play them by myself because when I play them by myself, they feel repetitive. When I play them with friends, I'm having fun because I'm with friends.
Yeah. There's a totally a different experience with playing by yourself and playing with friends.
Right.
I will say though, because I got a ton of games on my iPhone, and I don't normally play a lot of games on my iPhone because it's a phone, so like if I use a lot of my power to play games, I'm gonna be kind of screwed if I try to use my phone as to call people, or B, like the games I do download, I've heard about it and they're good, I want to check out, so I'll play it for like 5-10 minutes. The only game that has really gripped me to play longer than like a half hour, it's been two games in particular. One was Game Dev Story, which I loved. It is particularly my favorite iPhone game I've ever played. And the other game that I play from time to time because it's a great time burner is B Hazard, which is the twin stick shooter music game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where you you can use your own music in your iPhone to play the game, and it goes to the beat and everything. It looks pretty cool. So, I'm casual about it too. But yeah, like as far as like mobile gaming, like it's to its end. Like we'll get into this later on, but like it's in a weird area right now where like mobile gaming has becoming not only on the main handhelds but also becoming on the mobile devices on phones, even as casual as it may be. So.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Well, we will get into this more because there's a lot to talk about in this subject. But yeah, if you do enjoy mobile games and you want to play something that's relatively fun and easy and it's just a time burner, Major Mayhem is definitely where you want to go.
Yeah, and Adult Swim like games on iPhones always made it good actually. I'm actually surprised how well they're done.
Right, they're fun. They're fun for the short span, for the short amount of time.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. I think I was been up too, or.
Yeah, pretty much it. Like I said, I've been trying to catch up on TV shows and been playing Battlefield 3 online, so that's about it.
Okay. Mike, what have you been up to?
Well, when I find time to pull myself away from Lost, because I'm freaking lost in that show.
Hey guys, you see what he did there?
Roll the snap mirror, everybody.
He makes that joke, but he hates when directors do it in movies.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's okay. I did the exact same thing. I actually made a joke today. I said, hey guys, I was online. I said, hey guys, you know what it's called when a fish makes a joke? And I go, fish stick.
Fish stick.
Terrible joke. Terrible.
Oh, it's terrible. God, it's terrible.
Terrible.
Charles Berkeley. Terrible.
That's an inside joke, and you know what audiences love to hear? Inside jokes.
Oh, yeah. Yep, they are good ones.
All right, so Mike, what have you been playing lately?
So like I said, when I pull myself away from Lost, I'm currently playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD from the Xbox Live Summer of Arcade series. It's pretty good. It looks great. It looks great in HD. It just it's a nice homage to the old Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Pro Skater 2 memories, I guess you could say, that we had when we played when we were a kid. They got all of the old levels in there, like the hangar, vintage Venice Beach. I don't know why I'm saying vintage. Venice Beach.
Because the game is vintage.
It is vintage. It's true. Venice Beach, the mall, the hangar, um, the warehouse. The warehouse was one of my favorite levels from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I played the crap out of that level. But it's completely, like I said, it's completely remastered in HD. It's pretty much got almost all the same characters that you remember from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Pro Skater 2, except this time it has Riley Hawk, Tony Hawk's son. He's in this game now. It doesn't have Bob Burnquist in it, which I thought was kind of weird. Like
really?
he was a starting character for like basically almost every game that came out in that series, and I'm pretty sure maybe he's like an unlockable skater or something like that, because you could buy tricks and you could buy boards. I don't think you could buy skaters, but you could probably unlock skaters or buy them through DLC. There's a lot of DLC that you could buy for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD coming up.
Yeah.
But you could buy tricks with cash in the pro shop, and you could customize your board. You can also use your avatar, your Xbox Live avatar as a skater. You could do a career with that, and you can give your avatar tricks and different boards to play on, to play with, to skate with, or whatever, from all the big skating companies like, Toy Machine and World Industries and Birdhouse and stuff like that. Yeah, I think there's only 8 levels that are in your entire career, and they have all the basic stuff again, like collect skate, the letters SKATE, and find the hidden DVD, or find the 5 video game cases. Rack up 10,000 points on this one level. And basically, you have to complete 4 or 5 different objectives in each level to move on to the next level. It's just basically just like what happened in the old games. It's the same kind of career mode. But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a nice download. It's only like I think it's only like $15 or $10 on the Xbox Live Arcade.
Right.
It's definitely a great game to revisit if you loved all the old Tony Hawk games, because I had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on like my Game Boy Color, and I played the crap out of that game. I unlocked like Spider-Man. Like I had Spider-Man, and I would do all kinds of cool tricks with Spider-Man. Like he had this one where he would like take his board, like in the air, he would take his board and throw it down towards the ground, and like use his web shooters to bring the board back up to him and put it under his feet before he hit the ground. I was like, that was one of my favorite moves. I couldn't remember what it was called if you asked me, but I remember it because it was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely worth checking that out.
Awesome.
I've also played. I'm also actually playing right now. I just got it in GameFly today. But I've gotten through most of it to where I understand what's going on. Is Rayman Origins.
Oh yes, that's a really good game.
Yeah, I'm playing that right now. I'm not playing it co-op, which I'm sure is a lot more fun when you play it co-op, because you get your partner gets to use blue, or you get to use Rayman, whatever. But
it's I played this game too a couple weeks ago. It's the reason it's a lot of fun to do 2 players is because like there'll be these giant coins in the level that give you a ton of looms.
Looms, yeah.
And these coins are insatiably hard to get. So your buddy could stand on a platform and wait for you to like fail and die, and then come back as the bubble, and that way you don't have to start the whole section of the level over again.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, like the game is really good. Yeah, it's.
I will say so far it's really gorgeous. It's really fun to look at because there's a lot of moving parts going on in the foreground and in the background. Like your character Rayman could be on the background of the level while there's a path or there's a shrub or something like on the border of the screen of your television, and there's like creatures dancing in the woods or like plants are growing or something like that. And Rayman moves from the back of the level to the front of the level by platform hopping.
It reminds me very similar to I don't remember which game came out first, but Donkey Kong Country Returns. They did that a lot too.
I think they did. Yeah, it was platform hopping from the back of the level to the front of the level, the back of the screen to the front of the screen, or whatever you're on, or the platform you're on.
It's jumping from the it's jumping from the front ground to the foreground.
Front ground to the foreground. Okay. Yeah, it's
not front ground. There's another word
yeah.
for the front area to the foreground.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just assume that we know what that means. But yeah, it's gorgeous to look at. It's a lot of fun. It's great. It's high definition, so you get a lot of great colors and a lot of great backgrounds to look at. A lot of like waterfalls and skies in the background. Just a whole lot of pretty things to look at. But other than the visuals, the gameplay is just very Rayman. Just a lot of crazy characters to beat up and just the basic platform of Rayman. I don't play a lot of Rayman. I don't know a lot about it, but when I saw Rayman Origins, how pretty it looked on the Xbox Live, I was just like, yeah, I really want to check that out. So got GameFly and stuck it on my queue, and it's the only game available. I couldn't get Transformers. That's that.
Yeah. You getting ready for the sequel? You getting ready for the sequel?
Wait, say that again?
Are you getting ready for the sequel for Transformers?
Oh yeah. Well, I have War for Cybertron on my queue, but it's amazingly like low in availability. Like everybody's playing it right now, and it's like that was next on my list. And I was like, oh sweet, I'm getting Transformers. Oh, they're sending me Rayman.
Yeah.
Did you ever play War for Cybertron?
I actually plan to before Transformers the sequel comes out actually, so I will play it very soon.
Okay, I bought that game in 2010 when it came out. I don't
have it anymore.
No, because the reason I don't have it anymore is because after I beat the campaign, there was really no reason to continue playing the campaign.
Yeah.
However, the multiplayer was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The problem with the multiplayer is that no one was on.
Nobody was on. Yeah.
So
it's a fun multiplayer though.
It's a blast. I love the multiplayer.
I saw that video that you posted of the A1 throwback.
Yeah.
Dude, that video was awesome. As soon as they started playing the
song,
touch! Oh, dude, I was like, oh, this is happening.
Yep. Well, here's the thing that makes the first game great, and the second game's going to expand on that, is it's going to draw in the crowd that loves the movies.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. I think that's the reason why the first one is so hard to get right now.
I am a little disappointed with something in the second game, though. I recently downloaded the demo. The problem that I have with the demo right off the bat is Bumblebee loses his voice chip.
Oh no, are you serious?
Yeah. Now, if you remember in the TV show, he didn't lose his voice chip.
No.
But the thing about War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron is they play heavily on the fandom of the movies. And the reason they do is because those are what people enjoy. Those are what people like. I legitimately know people who think the cartoon is stupid and the movies are badass.
Wow, really?
Really.
That's terrible.
That being said, they still have a strong connection to the cartoon series. There's actually a moment in the first game, you guys will get there, where one of the characters, he's an older character, he says, there are these worms that live under Cybertron. I don't remember the name of the worms, but he starts one is around, and he was like, Ba Weep Na Na Gritty Bomb or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I went, when I was playing the game, I just went, yay!
Yeah,
because that
was from the movie, yeah.
Right. And that's
the animated movie, everybody, just in case you weren't getting that.
And that's where the game is so good, is because it roots itself in the cartoon series a little bit more than the movie, but it has things that the movie does that...
You mean the animated movie? Is that what we're talking about still?
No. The game does slightly more from the animated TV show than from the movies.
Oh, okay.
But it's still heavily influenced by the movies as well, because it draws in that crowd. So Cybertron, if you remember, Cybertron in the cartoon series was kind of cartoony.
Yeah.
It looked like 1980s technology, or what they thought future technology.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Whereas the game does not...
works.
Yeah, Cybertron doesn't look like that, yeah.
In the game it doesn't look like that.
In the game, yeah.
Whereas I think if it were more based on the cartoon series, in the cartoon series, it was more based on the cartoon series, it would look, like it did in the cartoon series.
Right.
What's really funny, and I find this very amusing, is that High Noon Studios is the one making the game, the one who's making the Deadpool game coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And, which gives me hope for the Deadpool game.
Right.
But they are also the ones who have made every movie-based game on Transformers.
Oh, okay.
And if you play the movie-based games versus War for Cybertron, you go, High Noon, why don't you tell me who you really fucking think you care about? Because the movie games suck dick.
Yeah, they do.
They're off.
Yeah.
But the fucking, oh my god, War for Cybertron
It's
is the
amazing.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's like somebody went up to him and asked them, hey, you guys want to make a Transformers movie video game? Yeah, I guess so. Jerk off motion.
Right. Well, one thing about Transformers that's really important that a lot of games in the past didn't do that High Noon went, hey, people give a fuck about this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
At will transforming.
Yeah.
If I want to transform
I
into
want
a
to transform
vehicle,
whatever I want. Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, anytime.
So
Whether it helps you or not, I want to transform.
what causes you to transform in War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron is clicking the left thumbstick.
Yeah.
I have an issue with squeezing my controller when I'm in battle.
Well, I don't like the idea of clicking your thumbstick, too. I would like to just click the left trigger button or something, you know?
That aims down the sights.
I know. But
So-
I'm just saying, like, or the left bumper or something.
I think you can change the controls, but yeah, like I do that. Like I'll just be in battle, be like, yeah, strife left. The cool thing about War for Cybertron 2 is, you guys will like this too, is that when you're in vehicle mode, you can actually strafe left and right because guess what? On Cybertron, there are no fucking wheels.
Yeah, they hover. Yeah.
So it's really cool because there'll be moments where you'll accidentally transform.
Yeah.
You'll totally accidentally transform, but he'll just transform and then you'll continue doing the motion you were doing when you were in robot mode.
Oh, you'll just start.
Yeah, so
gliding.
you'll still be shooting, but you'll just be a car.
Right.
The cool thing about being a car or a vehicle versus the robot is that the damage you can take is higher.
Oh, the damage you take is higher when you're a robot, right? Not when you're in your vehicle mode.
The number of damage you can take is higher. Is what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like
Because you're supposed to be more protected when you're in vehicle mode.
that's what I'm getting at. You can take more damage when you're in
Yeah.
vehicle mode, which is really cool.
You think the voice chip thing, the voice box thing, is just a joke? Is it all the way through
I
the entire
fucking
game?
hope. I don't know. I don't know. In the
I'm
demo,
thinking, I think it's just like a nudge.
in the first piece of the demo, I really hope it's just a, hey, remember this in the movie?
Yeah.
And then Ratchet fixes it or something.
Yeah. That would be nice.
The cool thing,
I
I
hope
will
it's not
say
all the way
this,
through
the
the
cool
game.
thing you guys will like about War for Cybertron, that was one of the most intriguing things for me, is that the first half of the game, and I'm talking about seriously, the first full half of the game, you only play as Decepticon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then you switch. Yeah. I know.
Basically, you are building the over-encompassing, overwhelming situation that the Autobots have to solve in the
yeah.
first part of the game.
You're basically
Which,
setting up your own game.
right, which no game has done that before. Like, that's insane to me.
Yeah.
So, and I know that War for Cybertron is going to do the same thing. I just
Yeah.
don't know how they're going to do the same thing. Because in the demo, you play as Bumblebee for a little while, going from point A to point B. And then the second part of the game is you are playing as two flying Decepticons. I cannot remember their name. It's actually really funny. The cutscene's really funny because...
It's not Starscream, right?
No. But Starscream is in the scene. He's like... I don't remember the... Onslaught is the other character. So Bumblebee is standing there... Or not Bumblebee, I'm sorry. Soundwave is standing... Soundwave? Bad guy? Shockwave?
Soundwave is Decepticon.
Yeah. Is the one that's the right-hand man that always gets fucking punched by Megatron.
Yeah.
So he goes, he's talking about the energon cubes that are in this area. And he's saying that they don't have a whole lot of energon left. So they have to destroy this area that the Autobots occupy to get the energon out so they have energon, which seems like a normal plot of Transformers.
Right.
So they, Soundwave goes, and my wonderful plan. And then Onslaught goes, you mean our wonderful plan. When that had happened, Soundwave goes, yeah, Onslaught, our wonderful plan. That dialogue right there was awesome because that's fucking 80s Transformers.
Yeah.
That is nothing but 80s Transformers.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Oh god, I cannot wait for Fall of Cybertron.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to play both of them.
I want you guys to play them.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Yeah,
will. We'll get it eventually, hopefully.
Oh yeah, I'm getting that booty so good.
Dang.
Awesome. Mike, anything else you've been up to?
Other than those two games, nothing much really.
Okay, awesome. Well, as for me, I like I said, I've been bumming it for the last year and a half. I'm going back to school in September, so it's gonna be interesting. But so it's like on my off time, like I've been doing nothing but working on the site, making it look better, posting news stories, yada yada. I have been playing Limbo, as you might have seen.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you've been playing Limbo?
Yeah, I just started this past week, and I'm like three-fourths of the way into the game, and the game, for people who don't know, Limbo came out on Xbox Live and PSN, I think 2 years ago, maybe.
It was part of the Xbox Live Summer of Arcade too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and it's like I think like 10, $15 at the time when it came out. And the game itself is very simple. You're just a kid. You're in limbo, particularly like trying to find a sister, and everything's in black and white. Like
You know why you're in Limbo though? Because
I don't
you're
know. I have no clue. Don't spoil it for me yet, but yeah, I have no clue why I am in limbo. All I know is I'm trying to save my sister. So,
Hold that thought, Anthony.
Huh?
There's no indication of that.
Oh, there isn't?
Nope.
I thought that's what Limbo is. That's the
It
point.
could
of
be.
Oh.
It could be,
Wait.
but
because that's what I heard.
die in the game. So.
Oh yeah, well that's true. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Huh.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's cool. So I've been playing this game, and it's very artistically it's very cool. It has this very subtle kind of the way they use the black and the grays and the whites. And this is a guy who's an artist. And it definitely shows how well this game looks. But the thing is though with it by playing is that it's very simple in the fact that your character, just a little boy. There's no powers. All you have is simple, like you can grab shit, push shit, jump, climb. Basically, a normal human being would do. And he's weak. He can't fight back. He's got to, you got to use your wits and kind of figure out how to solve this puzzle, how to, not die.
Yeah.
So this game, the thing I get from it is that there's a lot of puzzles in it, but also at the same time, like during the entire time I'm walking through the entire game, there's some creep factor in this game. No doubt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is though, is what's creepy is like some of the deaths for the character are just kind of eerie, kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I saw also as a few times where I'm trying to get through a challenge and I die. Like one of these times, I get electrocuted and you see the body flail as it's being electrocuted, and after it's done, it's still flaying around, kind of flaying like a fish. I was like, whoa, that's some creepy shit. Or the very beginning with the spider.
Yeah, the spider part is pretty creepy too.
That was some scary shit.
Pulling the legs off the spider and everything.
Yeah. So.
So there is a very strong theory to the plot of this game, because and this isn't ruining anything, trust me, because honestly, the end of the game still is very cryptic.
Yeah.
But when the plot of the game is the boy is searching for his sister, and it is called Limbo because it is limbo, which is Latin for the edge of hell. That's why there's so many creepy images and creepy things in the game, because it's in that space between, or it's in that space on the edge of hell.
Right.
However, one theory that I think is really cool about the game is that the boy in it didn't kill himself. He found some way to go into limbo to retrieve his dead sister's soul.
His sister did kill herself.
I don't know if the sister killed herself, but she's definitely in hell, or she's on the edge of hell, and he has to go save her.
Yeah, it could be the same storyline as you guys ever played a game called shit, what was it called? It's basically kind of the same plot where the main character has to go to hell to save his his future wife Beatrice.
Dante's Inferno?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, I played Dante's Inferno.
Yeah. It sounds an awful like that.
A lot of boobies in that game.
Oh yes. Yeah, I still need to go back and play it, but
But it's also very much like God of War too.
Yeah.
At least the gameplay style is like.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. But
big weapon, ride around on big monsters.
Yeah.
Kill big monsters. Yeah.
Definitely.
See, here's my thing. I'm just gonna throw this out here right now.
Okay.
I'm reading this thing right here on my phone while we're talking about it, and it's saying that Playdead, the guys who made the game, left the ending intentionally like vague in that fashion because they wanted it to be a situation where the person, once they're done, they interpret in their own mind what they just experienced.
Yeah, you come up with your own thing.
And so my theory, my interpretation of the story is that this boy and his sister loved each other a lot, and when she killed herself for unknown reasons...
I thought you just said she didn't kill herself.
There's no indication.
Oh, this is what you thought.
Yes.
Okay, then what I thought. Okay.
That she did kill herself, and the fact that she committed suicide in the religious term of limbo, she is in purgatory.
Yeah.
She and so he then learns about this, figures it out, and in turn kills himself to go find her. But in that fashion alone, he is told by somebody before he kills himself, if you do it correctly, you'll have to go through trials to find her, but once you find her, you can bring her back.
Right.
Right. Huh. Interesting.
That's my
interpretation too at one point.
Interesting.
But after playing that game, it made me really want to play. Well, after playing this game, Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet came out the next.
Oh yeah, that's another game.
Reminded me of the way it looked. It just reminded me of Limbo and the game and the puzzles and everything. And I love that game too. I played the hell out. I beat that.
I do not like the game at all.
Well, you didn't like it, but I did. I liked it, and I thought it looked really gorgeous, and it was a lot of fun playing that puzzle game.
Awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game. I'm trying to get through Limbo, and then after that, I'm gonna play Darksiders, so I get ready for Darksiders 2.
Yeah, Darksiders 2 is dropping pretty soon.
Yeah, so I gotta get ready. But yeah, Limbo's a great game. I suggest you guys, if you haven't played it, definitely check it out.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading some of the theories that people have on it, and some are really good.
Awesome.
I won't read them because they'll ruin the end for you, but...
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, and there's another thing is like Limbo is a real quick play too, so it shouldn't take very long for you to finish it.
Oh yeah, it's like a 6-7 hour game. Yeah, like I've played through like 3/4 of it already. My first playthrough. So yeah, it's a very short game. So that's why I played it. Anyway,
I think I played it all at your house at one time, Greg.
Did you?
Yeah, I sat at your house and played it all in one sitting or something like that.
Oh.
That's the way I played it, because I didn't have an Xbox at that time. I think when it came out, you were like telling me about it, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then when you were finished it, I played with it on your Xbox and beat it all the way through.
Yeah.
And that's why I loved it like I did, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you on your word for that, because I do not remember that. But
No, I did.
It's not impossible. There was a lot of situations where that happened.
Yeah, I did play it at your house.
Awesome. All right, guys. We're going to take a short break, and when we get back, we're going to go on to our main discussion as far as like how we feel the current state of the console generation right now, and if there really is a need to move on to the next generation. All right, guys. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. This is Anthony Bionis from the Mission Start Podcast, and if you enjoy listening to this podcast, as well as our other ones on our website, you can now hear us on Stitcher. You can now hear our show as well on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio, on-demand news, talk, and more on your mobile phone. The latest episodes always available for you, no syncing needed, and no money or storage wasted. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android phones, and beyond. Downloading is easy. Go to Stitcher.com or check out your app store. Stitcher, Smart Radio. The smarter way to listen to radio. Okay, and we are back with Greg and Mike and the philosophy we just talked about.
Slightly new outlook on life.
You guys missed out.
Yeah, we got into some real deep shit. Anyways.
I love you guys.
I love you too, Greg. So in this topic, for today's podcast, we're going to be talking about the current state of current generation consoles and whether is it really a need to really move on to next generation consoles, or is it we're fine as it is right now and just kind of implement what we've got? So, I want to throw it out to you guys, to whatever your first thoughts about do we at all really need to change to next gen consoles anytime?
I think I'll start with this one. Yes, we do. The great thing about having a 3-console generation is that, and I say 3-console generation because, we've had 2, it didn't become 3 until Microsoft joined in. Nintendo ran the gambit until Sony dropped in, and then Nintendo kind of had to fight again. Because think about it, back in the day when it was NES versus, NES and Super Nintendo versus Sega, Nintendo had to fight. Nintendo had to play hard to get where they were.
Yeah.
And that's why the 64 came out and people loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But then they were like, oh, we've sold more consoles than the PlayStation 1, we're the shit. But gamers were growing up. Gamers wanted more realism. So what did Nintendo do? Came out the GameCube, which did not give gamers what they wanted, whereas the PS2 did.
I felt like Nintendo went backwards with the GameCube and then going forward.
Right.
The mini disc thing.
Right. They kept it at a place that was not smart.
Yeah.
So in that regard, having a 3-console generation has made for very interesting stuff that's come out.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of competition. There's been a lot of vying for people to buy their shit, and game developers have learned very, very easily that gamers are willing to purchase what they think is going to be worthwhile. Nintendo really tried with the Wii.
Yeah, they tried.
when it first came out, I was very like, what the fuck is this shit? This is bullshit.
Yeah.
But I still got one because it was very intriguing. It was the first time that we had motion controls like that.
Did you regret buying it later on?
What's that?
Did you regret buying it later on?
Say that one more time. It's hard to hear you.
Did you regret buying it later on?
Did I regret? Okay, the word regret I was not hearing. Yes.
I do.
And I'll explain why. I'll go into the reasons.
I haven't turned my Wii on in years, I don't think.
When the Wii came out, I remember selling it at Walmart. I was actually the one who sold it. We had 15 consoles. I think
I got my Wii at Walmart too.
On opening night, because
I think a little bit after. It wasn't opening night.
I sold it to you. I remember that. But
yeah, I remember you guys got some more like the day after, like a couple days after.
That's right. We got them 2 days before we were going to put them on the shelf, and I told you, I let you know because I was your inside man.
You were my inside man.
Yeah.
I actually think I held one for you.
I think you did. You did hold one.
Anyway, we're getting off track
I think you stick it behind the counter.
Yeah. I got in trouble for that too, by the way.
Oh yeah, you did.
I just got a slap on the wrist. I didn't do anything else. Anyway, when it first came out, I was very intrigued. It was very cool. It was interesting. It was unique. It was different. But
it was Nintendo's new console.
Shortly after it came out, I wish I had a tape recorder because everyone would be like, "Holy crap, he was right." I had said that the people who are buying this console are not hardcore gamers. They're grandmas and grandpas and older people, and like for my mom's 50th birthday, we bought her a Wii because it was the cool new thing, and she wanted it because it was something that she felt like she could actually play. Because people do like interactive entertainment. They do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nobody that can sit there and go like, no, interactive entertainment's boring. Interactive entertainment is boring. Because no one's gonna fucking say that. However, and I wish, I wish that, of course, as I said, the Wii is going to die down because no one is going to be buying anything for it because they're just happy with the one gimmick that it gave them. They had a chance to play with the gimmick.
I disagree with you on the hardcore gamer thing. I'm a hardcore gamer and I bought a Wii.
Yeah.
A lot of hardcore gamers bought the Wii, but there were more people that were casual that bought the Wii. Is what I'm getting.
I wanted to play more Mario and Zelda games.
Yeah.
When I was selling Wii's at Walmart, Mike, it was very rare we get a hardcore gamer in to buy one. Very rare. Hardcore gamers were buying them, but it wasn't very often.
Yeah, here's the thing I'll say with hardcore gamers buying the Wii's. At the time, it was a new thing. It was actually, because here's the thing, is like during the Wii was coming out, I think at the same time, like the PS3 like came out shortly after, or I think in that same year, and it's expensive as hell, like $600 for that fucking PS3 console. Yeah. And then gamers were kind of
that also helped Wii sales when it first came out.
Yeah, it was all around the holidays too.
Yeah.
Those two came out at the exact same time. They sold them.
Yeah. So the hardcore gamer who wanted another console, looked at both of them and said, "I'm gonna go with the cheaper one," and that's kind of how.
Yeah, everybody wanted to go with the Wii because it was $150.
Yeah, and even Microsoft came out and said, like, I think it was like during that year at E3 was saying, like, you can buy both a 360 and a Wii for a cheap price. You don't have to buy it.
Yeah, I think even Microsoft started dropping the price on the Xbox 360 at that time.
Well, that was around the time they came out with the Tame. That was around the time they came out. That was around the time they came out with the arcade and the oh my god, I can't think of the other name. They named the because there was the one that had the hard drive and one that didn't have the hard drive.
Yeah,
the one that didn't have the hard drive was $100 cheap.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And the arcade was the one without the hard drive.
That's right.
But no, I was quoted with saying that Nintendo is going to die down because the biggest problem that we had at Walmart, the biggest problem that we had, and apparently this was happening at every fucking store. It didn't matter what store you went to buy games, this was happening there. They were not selling games, or Wii games at all. It was very rare that they were. We were forced to tell customers, like, hey, this game is really cool. You should check out this game. You want any games when you buy your Wii? Because they just weren't selling. I was restocking, 360, like the DS games were the ones that I had to restock the most. DS games were constantly being sold. 360 games were being sold, but it was mainly like the popular ones.
Yeah.
Like at the time, Black Ops and whatever Madden was out was the big one. Usually baseball ones were big too, but yeah, games just weren't being sold that often. And and the games that were being sold were Wii Fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it came with an extra controller and a casual game, so it was very strange, and I remember saying that and going like, Microsoft and Sony are gonna have to do something to come back, and they did. Sony came out with the Slim, which has a huge hard drive.
Yep.
And is a hell of a lot cheaper.
Hard drive, yeah.
Hell of a lot cheaper. They went, yeah, we had to get rid of all backward compatibility, but if you're buying a 360, or if you're buying a PS3, why aren't you playing PS3 games on it? Which I completely agree with. I don't see the point in going back in time. But then again,
there's really no point in keeping your PS2 games anymore unless you really love Final Fantasy VII or something, and it's like
which now you can actually buy Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation Network.
PlayStation Network, yeah.
I think right now though, the reason we need new consoles is because PC is kind of coming back.
It is.
Yeah, definitely.
With Steam and Origin, with Steam and Origin, it's kind of kicking butt right now. The thing about PC games that would suck was that you would have to download it through a disc.
Yeah.
That's how games usually work. Now you can just buy them online. Yeah. And that's the shit. That is awesome. Like, you can just buy a brand new game online.
I remember when you used to buy computer games, they'd come in the big-ass box. And the disc is like a regular-sized disc, and you get these big, enormous boxes.
It's still like that.
But it was cool, though. I like some of the box art, though. But the box art was pretty awesome. But
box art's always been the shit for PC games.
The box has always been the shit, but the box is the box.
It's still enormous, yeah.
It's still a box.
But I love the feeling of touching a box art because like it's all 3D and shit, and especially when I bought StarCraft, the original, I was like feeling that. Oh my god, it feels so awesome. It has that fresh PC smell.
But yeah, it's just one of those things where like right now, because PC's coming back, because the console war is, it feels like it's at a stalemate right now. Like E3, yeah, we got a little bit of the Wii U, but the Wii U just feels like a rehashing of the Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think Nintendo's gonna take a strong stand with the Wii U. I feel like they're gonna just be standing.
I asked my
I
sister.
feel like they're gonna be standing in the same place.
I've asked people like my sister and my mom who have Wiis, who wanted the Wii when it first came out, who barely fucking touched their Wii, if they would want a Wii U when it comes out, and the answer is a straight up no. I already purchased your first console. Why do I need to purchase the second one? Especially if the second one is much different from the first one.
Right.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. I completely understand and don't. And I can't sit there and tell them they're wrong, because that's how they feel. That's how the casual market feels.
Yeah.
That's why games like Angry Birds are so popular on phones right now, because people go, well, I have this phone, and I can play games on it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm done and done.
Yeah.
Because it's not, and like the games are cheap as shit too. Like $1, done. I'll pay $1 for a fucking game. Yeah, why not?
Right.
$1 is nothing to anybody.
Well, it is to some people. Like if I were to buy a game on my phone for $1, my parents would freak out. But because we share the same whatever. Anyway,
yeah.
So what I think needs to happen. Here's what I think needs to happen. It's upcoming E3 or GEC, GES.
GDC.
Yeah.
GDC. Thank you, GDC.
GDC. Gamer Developer Conference.
Yep.
Gamer Developer Conference.
It's gaming developers.
Gaming. I don't know.
It is GDC. At GDC, either Microsoft or Sony need to unveil their next console. Whether they have a date or not, they need to show it. They need to showcase it and say, this is what we have. This is what we're coming out. Come out with some kind of specs. Because honestly, if they don't, PC is going to start taking over. PC is going to start kicking their ass. It's just how it works. You know, gamers want more. It's like Battlefield 3. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy the hell out of it. But I enjoy it more if I could play with double the amount that I do now. So, for example, right now it's 12 on 12. No matter what you're playing, it's 12 on 12.
Right.
I would love it to be 64 people, so 32 on 32, so triple what I play now.
Jesus.
Classic Battlefield 2 style.
That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that so much, but I can't. Because it doesn't work that way.
If you played MAG, you could have had it that way.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
See, MAG. No, I disagree with you on MAG. Here's why MAG was a bit of a misnomer.
I know, but it was 32 on 32.
It was more than 32 on 32.
Yeah, it was like 64 or something.
Well, no, it was like 200 and something on 200 or something.
Was it?
But here's how they did it. They went, okay, so there's this giant map. You're gonna hop in this one location, and you have this one objective to do, and it's about, I don't know, you're gonna go about 16 people is on the other team, and you're with 15 other people. So I'm really only playing a 16 versus 16 game, and getting a job done.
Objective based, yeah.
And if I get that thing done, then I know that people on the other part in the game
are benefiting
from that.
Yeah.
The fuck is that? That's a lie to me.
That's putting a game into your multiplayer.
Yeah, it is.
So like that's why that game was. That's why I went with that game, because it was like it wasn't what it said it was gonna be.
Right.
I agree.
So I just think, and I don't know how, like Microsoft really wants to go with online. Putting games on the show, like they were talking like
more DLC stuff.
Yeah, because like, for example, a game like Battlefield 3 on Origin does not cost $60 to buy. So right there's a benefit on PC versus console.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll say this, is that, yes, PC, I mean, here's the funny thing, it's like, people have been saying for years, like, PC is dead, like, there's no more, any good stuff on the PC anymore, and it's like, no, like, just look at Blizzard and Valve, they've been reviving PC market for years.
Blizzard still has their own convention, obviously it's not dead.
WoW is still hugely popular after, how many years? 10 years?
Yeah.
And it's still got a shit ton of people playing that game. So PC gaming has never been dead. They just yeah, like,
people want it.
It never died. It definitely never died.
I think
people
just want it to be dead.
It definitely disappeared for a little while. Like, and maybe not disappeared per se, but definitely
wasn't in
like,
the picture.
Yeah, it wasn't a threat to the consoles for a long time.
Right.
Now it's coming back hardcore.
Yeah. It never left us pretty much. Here's my thought on all this. So, PCs for the first part are always going to be better than the console, no matter what you say. Graphic cards come and go, and they're always up.
Well, let's rephrase that. They will always can be better.
Yeah, you can always update your computer.
Yeah.
Because there are people who like me who can play certain games on this computer, but they're not going to look as good as my consoles because my shit's not updated.
Okay.
Right. Mine will look good though.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, so yeah, but as far as the console generation, this generation, I feel that we don't really need to move on to another generation of console. I think I'm fine with what we got because you can iterate on what we have right now.
Well, let me piggyback on what you were saying there, Anthony. I think it is time for a new Xbox. I think even though I'm kind of on the stand where I don't really want to get a new Xbox because I've only had my Xbox 360 Slim for maybe a year and a half now. I'm not looking forward to having to go out and buy another one, but I think there are a lot of things that could be done to improve the Xbox, like putting a DVD player on it, putting a Blu-ray in it, putting games on Blu-ray discs.
There's a DVD player in your Xbox.
I was thinking I'm sorry. I know there's a DVD player. I was thinking Blu-ray. I was thinking Blu-ray, and I said DVD. I don't know why I said DVD.
You know why before you finish that thought, you know why there's an issue with putting Blu-ray on an Xbox?
It's too expensive.
Sony owns it.
Sony owns the rights to Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's a good idea because, you know, I hate having to buy a game that comes with 3 different discs or 4 different discs like LA Noire or Mass Effect 3. And if we could have it all on Blu-ray, it would be so much more convenient. Or if we can get a disc that's like Blu-ray or something that holds more space, that doesn't have to have the Blu-ray logo, whatever, it would be more convenient, and I would appreciate it from Microsoft to do something like that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, I cannot talk today. I agree with you guys to the point that there are people out there who really want a new console, a new Xbox, or a new PS4 or whatnot. And an example of this was like the latest Kickstarter for the Ouya console that Android is in the works of making, and you know, getting the help funded by people who put their money into their Kickstarter. And it's like, I think that's how I checked, it was like over 5 million that people put their money into this Kickstarter project for this company to make. And it shows that people are really hungry for a new console, a new piece of technology that they can play. And I agree there, but at the same time, I feel that we're at a point where I don't think we can go any higher with graphics, but that was, you know, that's never the case because I just saw the Unreal tech that they just showed that was really good.
Well, I don't know if you feel the same way I do, but graphics don't make the game. I mean, we'll take Borderlands, for example. Borderlands graphics are actually very low.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see in the distance, but like, let's take fucking Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. You go out to Hylian Field, or Hyrulean Field, whatever you want to call it, and you can see that mountain in the distance with the circle ring around the top. And you go, I'm gonna fucking go there, but I can't right now. But you know you can go there because you can see in the distance. That feeling is not existent with modern games because our graphics are too high now. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have too high graphics because sometimes it's the shit. I mean, when I play a game and a building falls, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But I still don't get that feeling that you get with Ocarina of Time in that fashion.
Like you see the building falling, but you're never going to be able to go to it.
Or it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's like when they showed the trailer for Black Ops 2 at E3, and there was that whole thing of like the building falling because they shot it. You were a little excited about that, but I was very mad because it was like, A, I've seen that before in games, and B, it probably doesn't have any effect on the game. It probably doesn't matter extensively.
Yeah.
So I never get that feeling because the graphics are so high today. Right. So developers have to do something else to make me go, ooh, ah, ee.
Yeah.
And I think that there are a few developers doing that. I think there are a few developers that go, you know, fuck that, we're actually going to work on making these games just fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that...
I was going to say, like, you know, Anthony, you were saying, like, you know, about Sony coming out with the new PlayStation 4. Like, I don't want a PlayStation 4 unless it's something that, like Greg was just saying, unless it's something mind-blowing, like, ooh, that's something different. Because I have no problem with my PlayStation 3. I honestly don't play my PlayStation 3 very often. Mostly because anything that's on the PlayStation 3 I can play on my Xbox, and I'd rather play on my Xbox because I love those achievements. But like, you know, I own a PlayStation 3 because there are awesome exclusives, you know, like Uncharted or Uncharted. There used to be other exclusives on there that were really good.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if Sony's gonna bring out a PlayStation 4, bring out more exclusives, bring out content that goes with the system and exclusives that go with the system, then you'll sell me.
I don't think Sony needs to come up with a new console.
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty much saying they don't need one.
Their console's a beast, and the problem is that developers today still don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, they don't know how to know how to work with the specs and everything.
They even come out and said, like, you know, they're on that 10-year plan with the PS3.
Yeah, the shelf life.
Yeah. So I mean,
I think so. But I do think that Microsoft needs to come with a new console.
I think
it's becoming a little dated.
Yeah, they do. There's things they can improve on. Like I said, if they can get away to, like, in some kind of technology of Blu-ray disc somewhere to just put out your game on one disc, you don't have to buy multiple discs and whatnot and have to worry about, you know, losing one or scratching one. It would be a little bit more convenient.
If they could, because
hard drive space though is not a problem.
Yeah, hard drive space isn't much of a problem.
250 gigabyte hard drive, I'm good with that.
You need a console with a terabyte.
A terabyte wouldn't be bad either. I wouldn't be upset with a terabyte.
I would never run out of space. Well,
no one ever would. And that's the thing. If they did do a terabyte on consoles, just making them like beast and like processing chips are just through the fucking roof, and the space is amazing. Like, and because the world is all connected interconnectedly by the internet, you could fucking just never buy a game in store.
And instead of Red Ring of Death, your Xbox would just blow up.
Yeah. Here's
what would happen.
Yeah, it would. See, I'm still saying that I found this generation, but if I wanted a new console, if I wanted to have another Xbox, because I have one right now, Microsoft will have to show me some stuff that would convince me, you know, this next console is not only better than this one, but we're offering a lot more through Xbox Live.
And is this worth my $500?
Exactly. Like, it's like show me the console that is worth something that's better than this one right now. Because this one right now, we've been with this console for I think 6 years. I want to say 6 months.
360 version of the Xbox.
Yeah. Like,
hold on. Let me look it up real quick on when it came out, because it's been a while.
I think it's almost been like 7 or 8 years.
I don't want to say much right on that, but here, let me double check. You guys discuss why and blah blah blah, and I'll look it up.
Right. So, so with this, like Microsoft, show me something that's something new. Like,
right.
We devoted all these years to this Xbox 360. Not only have we played games on it, like from, you know, that are physical disc, but also we have games on it that we have downloaded and played over and over again.
Yeah.
And
November 15th, it'll be 7 years old.
Wow.
7 years old?
Oh, 7 years old. Wow.
I said 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I would give advice to PlayStation and to Microsoft and to Sony. Don't do what Nintendo's doing.
Yeah.
Don't go on the path that Nintendo's doing. Nintendo's basically saying, like, here, buy this other peripheral that'll cost you $200 to add to the system that you already have. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that. If it's not something I direly need, it's gonna sit on the shelf and not in my house.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Definitely.
It's gonna stay on the shelf, and
well,
I'm gonna look at it when I walk by.
Microsoft seems like they're toting the Kinect as a way to use your console without a controller if you're not playing a game that requires a controller. Like,
it seems like Kinect's not even doing that well anymore.
I'm waiting for Microsoft in like 20 years from now to come out with the holodeck. Like, the
holodeck. Yeah, holograms.
That's what everybody wants.
Honestly, whatever company comes with the holodeck first, it's over and done with.
Yeah.
Well, they're working on a technology where you could type on your iPhone with your fingers in the air or something like that.
You know, just thought
you
of.
have like a peripheral on your hands or something.
You know, just thought of. Like holodecks that are used specifically for nasty things.
For sex.
Yo, I won't doubt it.
It's called a sex den deck.
Man, I can only imagine the mess like every night. Oh.
Fuck deck.
Fuck deck. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Microsoft showed me something. Basically, Microsoft showed me something that was worth my $500.
Here's the other thing. When it comes time for these three companies to show us something new, I feel like Microsoft is the one who's going to show us the best to show, and then when it comes to Sony and Nintendo, they're just going to be something that I don't direly need.
Well,
I
here's
think
the thing
Microsoft has the brighter future when it comes to a new system.
Here's the funny thing about Sony. Who are they competing with right now for entertainment?
Microsoft.
I mean, are you talking about in the game space or
Sony, the company itself?
Oh, okay.
Wise?
It seems like Microsoft and whoever third-party company wants to make TVs.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Toshiba. Yeah.
Microsoft, however, is competing with Nintendo, Sony, Apple,
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah.
Google.
So they're having to deal with a lot. So I completely agree. The next company to wow us is going to be Microsoft.
Yeah. I think they have the future and they're down the right path.
Right.
Sony and Nintendo.
Plus, their R&D for the console generation is unbelievable right now.
I know. It is.
Now, here's a question I'm going to throw up to you guys that we were talking about earlier in the show. As far as the handheld game and handheld devices that are out there right now, the 3DS and the Vita, and I'll even put in there like iPhone and Android that support phone games. Do you that quote? Greg, what was that quote that guy said about mobile gaming?
I don't remember the exact quote, but he basically said that consoles are dying, and the wave of and basically the wave of the future is mobile gaming, mobile platform.
I don't agree with.
I see. Okay, so just out of curiosity, when was the last time you guys had a handheld or I mean like on a mobile device, like what do you use the game with?
The last thing I had, Mike currently has a DS, but
yeah, we're looking at it right now. It's right there.
Oh.
on the desk, right there.
Oh, hey, there it is. Hi.
In that gray box. Bag.
But Mike, when was the last time you turned that thing on?
Probably after I beat Pokemon Black.
Right, which was quite a few months ago.
Yeah,
Last
almost
year.
a year actually. Yeah.
So in that regard,
I think how much I play my DS.
I think for the hardcore market, DSs handhelds are useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on the age, not for like older hardcore gamers like us. I have no.
I don't consider kids under the age of 12 hardcore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like us older guys, younger kids, and they're not hardcore, but younger kids do love their handhelds.
If I gave my nephews both DSs right now with like 10 games apiece,
they would tear.
They wouldn't do nothing else but play that.
Yeah, exactly.
I could give them shovelware and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
That's how we were when we were kids too.
Yeah.
We all had Game Boys and stuff all the time.
I played the shittiest games when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But in that, I played some of the best games too.
Yeah.
And when we were all kids, anything that our parents gave us, we were like thinking like, oh my god, it's the best game ever.
Oh right, yeah. As long as it was digital and it had moving pictures on it, we were
like I want to borrow Mike's DS and play Pokemon Black because I have not played that one.
Yeah.
That's the only one I haven't played. But there's a part of me that's stopping from playing it because I know that once I start it, I might not finish it.
Yeah.
Because Pokemon is awesome. Pokemon's great. I have no issues with Pokemon. But the problem that I have with Pokemon is that unless I'm absolutely in the mood, I have no desire to play it.
Yeah. I think after I finished Pokemon Black, I lost my desire to ever want to play Pokemon ever again. I think I've just reached, I don't know, I've just reached that time in my life where I've dedicated a lot of time to Pokemon. It's just I don't want to play it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I just don't. There's just other things I'd rather be doing and playing.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It took a long time to realize that, but I did eventually.
Yeah. Do you guys believe, or do you guys, in your opinion, believe that mobile game devices like the DS and the Vita, do you think maybe because there's
The Wii U.
Yeah, well, it's for just for mobile gaming, for this instance, because there's a story that was on our website that we talked about where it was the DS was not selling as well as it, ever since it launched, and it's, probably because, they not have any games to come with it.
Yeah, 3DS.
When I worked at Walmart before 2008, it sold like fucking hotcakes. I mean, it sold all the time.
Yeah, I bought a DS when it came out.
We couldn't keep the fucking thing on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
We had the consoles. I mean, we had a bunch of, we always had them in stock because we just got a plethora of them. But the games I was constantly restocking because parents would come in with their kids and buy a $20 fucking DS game and be like, "That's super cheap. Here's fucking $20, no problem."
Yeah.
Whereas if you go and try to buy a fucking Wii game, they're all fucking $50.
Yeah.
All of them. That's something that I've talked about on the Overtime, which is a podcast that I host on artisticalliance.org. You should go check it out.
Nice name drop, Greg.
I comment, or it was an earlier episode. I had made a comment about how online games, or not online games, but games you can purchase online range in price.
Mm-hmm.
There are between $5 to $20 are games on both the PSN, the Wii, and the 360. On Origin and Steam, you can find games that range in price.
Mm-hmm.
But when you buy games in store, games that come out of that are on disc or whatever, all of them are 60 or all of them are 50.
Yeah.
And I say that in the sense that all the fucking PS3 and 360 ones are 60 and all the Wii are 50.
Yeah.
But then you look at the DS and they range between 10 to $40,
right,
depending on the game.
Yeah.
And so that is a huge factor right there. That's a huge thing.
Yeah, because nowadays, people nowadays buying a full-fledged $60 game, it requires a bit more thinking as far as which game do I really want to spend this much money on, because $60 is a lot of money, especially in this day and age of the economy still being as as it is. People are more inclined to really think about their choices than they did before. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say about handheld gaming that I think they're going in the right direction with, and which is a good selling point, is I love the idea of playing a game on my console, and then oh man, I gotta go to work, or oh man, I gotta go get that pizza, and I'm able to take my game that I'm playing on my television and my console and put it on and be able to pick up on it on my handheld and take it with me. I love that idea. I love being able to take whatever you're playing at home with you. As long as the quality still looks great and it's still the same controls, same gameplay, I'm sold on that. That's one thing I want a future of that happening more often.
I do agree. That actually is pretty cool. Yeah.
Here's why I think that idea will never work.
Well, Sony's working with it.
It doesn't matter. It'll never work. As cool as an idea as I think it is, because it is a great idea.
I think it's a great idea.
There's never going to be a situation where your handheld is going to have the same graphics as your console.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it doesn't have to be the complete, exactly 1080p what you're seeing on your television. As long as it's something close to it, or whatever graphics you're getting, the PlayStation Vita's graphics are amazing looking. They're really high def, really sharp. If I could take whatever, if I'm playing Uncharted or whatever on the PlayStation, and it looks as good as it does, almost as good as it does on the Vita, I'm fine, because I'm not going to be playing it that long anyways. I just don't want to have to save and quit and then have to come back to it later. Take it with me for a little while, get my thrill out of it that I wanted, get that achievement that I wanted or a trophy, and then I'm fine. I don't have to play it all day on that. It's just nice to be able to know that I could take it with me.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I like the idea. Don't get me wrong. I think the idea is wonderful.
Yeah, I know it's not going to be perfect.
I don't think it'll ever work. Well, I think there will be games that they will come out with on the consoles that they'll be Like the PlayStation 3, like you said, they're working on it right now. I think there will be games that'll do that, but the game will be like compatible with the Vita. Whereas the big games that like The Last of Us, no way are you gonna be able to play that on the Vita.
Yeah.
No fucking way are you gonna be able to play on the Vita.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing is what I'm talking about. Like, never will the handheld be as good as the console.
Oh yeah.
And in that regard, you're never going to have the same experience playing on the console as you are on your handheld. So, as cool as as cool as an idea as that sounds, I don't like it.
Yeah, I know you don't like it, but I think a lot of people will like it. I think it's going to be a good selling point for handhelds.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
And here's why. I think that people are smarter than that. I think that gamers are smarter than that. I think that gamers will go, I don't care to play it on my handheld.
And to add to Greg's point real quick is that when you're buying a game for a console, are you gonna go and turn around and buy the same game for your Vita just so you can transfer?
I'm not saying I think that's where they need to not charge you for another game for your handheld. I think you need to just be able to play your game that you paid for your console to your handheld, because it's like if you bought a PlayStation 3 and you bought a PlayStation Vita, obviously you're giving that money to Sony both ways, which are the same kind of thing. It's like, I've already bought both these systems. Why can't I just have one game for both and play the same game on both systems? Obviously, like Greg said, that's not going to happen that way because money talks, and you're making money off. Why make money off of just one game when we can make money off of two?
Consoles have proven that now that money talks. I mean, there's tons of situations where,
just look at the PSN store when they re-release old classic PS1, PS2 games.
They're super expensive for no reason.
Exactly.
The thing with 360 or with certain games right now, like EA and Activision, I don't know what is going through their head right now.
Oh, with their membership thing that you have to pay for?
I don't have a problem paying for premium, but here's why.
I have a problem paying for a game and then having to pay for a membership to play those games.
Okay, first off, people today constantly get pissed off about DLC. People constantly get up in arms about DLC because DLC is something that, I have to pay extra for something that should be on disc. Well, no, because PC's been doing this for years. They'll come out with a game and then come out with an expansion pack, and people go, "Ooh, it's different than DLC."
You have to buy the expansion pack. It's the same thing.
And no one's ever
developers have to make this stuff, so they have to make money somewhere.
No one's ever complained about expansion packs, but people bitch about fucking DLC. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
None. There was a guy on YouTube that was complaining about DLC, so I asked him, I said, yeah, DLC sucks, but what about the new expansion to Diablo 3 that they're talking about? And he goes, that new expansion sounds awesome, I'm totally going to buy that. And then I said, you're an idiot and you just contradicted yourself.
It's the same
How did I contradict myself? Because DLC and expansion packs are the same fucking thing. He goes, no, they're not. DLC is downloadable content, whereas expansion pack adds to the game.
You're not downloading it, you're just buying it.
DLC adds to the fucking game, idiot. He then didn't respond until the next day and goes, holy crap, you're right, and removed his video.
Thanks. Yeah.
Because it's the truth. It's absolutely the truth. That's why, people getting up in arms about the Mass Effect 3 DLC.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me because if anybody did a fucking ounce of research, they know that Mass Effect 3 was supposed to release in November of the previous year, of 2011. It got delayed 4 months. In that time, the developers went, we got nothing to do. Because the game was done. So you know what they did? Worked on that DLC. That would have come out in March if it was released in November.
And they made it free.
No, they did not. That was $5.
Which one was it?
That was the one with the Prothean alien character.
Oh, you're talking about Mass Effect 2.
3.
Yeah, Jarvik, right?
Yeah.
He's not DLC, is he?
Yes, he is.
I had him in my game.
You might have gotten the DLC for free, but it's called. You have to pay for it.
Maybe I bought it with a special edition or something.
Did you buy the special edition of Mass Effect 3?
No. I don't know how I got it. He was in my game all the way through.
Interesting.
The Prothean character.
Javik. Yeah. I thought he was a regular character.
No, he's DLC. There's a mission where you get him. That whole mission. That's DLC.
Oh, there's a mission where you play as him?
No, you have to. That's where you get him.
Oh yeah. I got him. Yeah. Oh. I didn't know I paid for that.
But that was day 1 DLC. And did you get a code when you bought the game that was outside of the case?
I got a code for the Valkyrie rifle.
Nothing else?
Well, I don't know what. There was probably something else that was part of it. But I know
How
Valkyrie.
did you get that for free then?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Maybe it was part of that. Maybe it was part because I did get it. I only got the Valkyrie rifle because I reserved it, but I didn't get the special edition to Mass Effect 3.
I reserved it too. I got the Valkyrie rifle.
But you didn't have Javik in your game.
No, because that DLC cost 800 Microsoft points.
Well, I don't know if I actually bought that or not.
Anyways,
we'll have to check.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
the thing with the fighting game. I don't remember if it was Street Fighter vs Tekken or Ultimate Marvel vs Capcom 3.
Street Fighter Tekken, yeah.
Okay.
That DLC actually hit today, actually. That the whole 20 characters, or yeah, no, it was 20 characters. No, it was 12 characters. All DLC came out today for $20. So, yeah, that happened. But yeah.
See, here's the thing. That one seems cheap, but only because it's a fighting game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it were another fucking game, for example, a shooter, and they were like, new characters, 2 days after it releases, there would be people that were mad, but there would be more by it.
There really would be. It's interesting to say that for DLC, like, people are more okay buying DLC for some games, while others are kind of bitching about it for some other games that they don't really want to pay for because it's already on a disc or just because it should have been already in the game in the first place.
Yeah, they feel like it should have been there.
So it's a case by case basis.
Well, Cliff Blazinski, he made a very valid comment, and I know Cliff Blazinski. Well,
Cliffy B.
He made a very valid comment when he said that on-disc DLC is a very unnecessary evil, because when developers make a game but they have a release date and they say they're done early, they polish it as much as they can, and they want to make the developers don't have anything to do. They want to keep them busy, so what do? They have them make DLC.
Right.
However, because the game that they already produced is done, what do? You have no other option but release it on day one as an incentive.
Right.
Like GameStop goes, oh, you have this extra item that was produced after the production of the game was over. I mean, imagine this, and I tell people this all the time. Imagine this: you're playing a video, or you plan on going to see a movie, right? Let's say Avengers comes out. And they go, okay, the thing with Lizzie Kaplan that's coming out. I don't remember what it's called. The two people get the gun, and it's on the disc, it's on the DVD, or the Blu-ray. It's an extra little thing. The two people.
Oh yeah, item 47. Item 47. Okay. Yeah.
Let's say item 47 was done and made during the production of the movie. Okay.
Okay.
And you paid your $10 to see the movie, and then someone goes, for $4 extra, you can check out this 30-minute short that we made during the production
At the end of the film.
At the end of the film. You'd be like, oh, $4 to see some extra shit? Sure, why not? You wouldn't think anything of it. Or you could sit there and go, no, thanks, and walk away.
Yeah.
But people are looking at that like with DLC for other games.
Oh, yeah.
They're looking at it as a negative thing because they feel like they feel privileged.
Yeah.
Gamers these days feel privileged.
Yeah.
They feel like they deserve something. For what? What did you do but consume?
Yeah.
You didn't deserve shit.
You didn't help create the game, and you didn't help write the game. That's how I feel about the Mass Effect 3 extended ending.
Yeah.
Bitching about something you didn't create, you didn't write, you didn't put any kind of creative word or writing into, you have no right to complain about that ending.
Yeah, it's kind of a vicious cycle if you think about it. Gamers buy the games they love, and then they cry murder. Oh shit. Okay, for a minute that my computer crashed. But as I was saying, gamers buy the games that they like. They crave more, no matter what, either be a sequel or anything that's related to it. And then if it doesn't come out or if they don't have it, they'll complain. It's like, why hasn't this stuff come out yet? Or why as a consumer not getting like my $60 worth more than what I just bought?
It's the biggest problem about all this His social network being the part of it.
Well, everyone has a fucking soapbox nowadays.
Oh, watch Indie Game the movie, and you'll see just how bad the social network affects indie gamers and developers in general, just everybody in the world.
Imagine this, guys. The world no longer has discs for games. I mean, I'm sure that there'll be some kind of fucking physical object for most of the shit.
Okay.
So you have to download everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
You download a fighting game, and there's 20 characters on the game. 2 days later, you notice that on the same network that you bought the game for, I don't know, $50, for $10 more, there are 12 new characters, 12 other characters that you can have. What do you bitch about then? That you should have them in the copy that you already purchased, or do you just pay the extra 10 and buy them? I think that's the biggest problem now is people bitch about on-disc DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Where, what would they bitch about in that case?
Yeah, they couldn't. They want physical copies of the game.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, people don't. What's up?
Oh no, that's gonna be a joke. But go on.
People want. Consumers want what they think they deserve.
Right.
When I worked in the food industry, people constantly go, "I'm paying you for you to help me make a sandwich. So I want you to do it exactly like I said." Whereas when I go into a restaurant or someplace, I know I'm not allergic to anything, so I get the sandwich as is because there's no reason to fuck with them. There's no reason. It just doesn't make any sense to me how people feel privileged.
Yeah.
The other day I get mad at friends and family when people act fucking privileged.
Yeah.
My nephew, we were at fucking Six Flags. Not Six. We were at the state fair. We were at the state fair and we found this giant area that was like half covered in trees and half not. And it was fucking hot that day too, so we were trying to find shade. And there was one lone bench in the sun. Every other bench was fucking taken up except for that one bench in the sun. So my sister and I proceed to move it. As we move it, and I shit you not, my 7, he's gonna be 8 this year in like a month or so. So I call him 8. He legitimately says out loud, if all these other people hadn't taken the benches, I want to backhand him in the face. You do not act privileged. You are white, American, and you live in a decently financed house. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, you're white. You got a better life already.
Right. You already win.
Nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about.
So anybody that sits there and complains about having to pay extra for something that they aren't forced to pay for, anyone that bitches about having to pay $60 for a game can shut their fucking mouth because no one's telling you have to buy this shit.
Yeah, nobody's bending your arm behind your back.
Secondly, this is entertainment that most countries don't fucking have.
Yeah, exactly.
There are human beings that live in this world that don't have entertainment. That can't sit there and just go, I'm bored today. I'm going to eat a sandwich and play a video game.
And then
it doesn't fucking happen to a lot of people.
Then I'm going to go jump in my shower and turn it on to hot.
Yeah.
And wash my hands with soap out of my sink.
After I'm done playing, I'm going to get my soft, warm bed with my covers and just go to sleep on my pillow.
Yeah, exactly.
And then in the morning I'm going to wake up and I'm going to turn on my
air conditioner's too cold today.
Oh,
Jesus
man.
Christ,
fucking A. I hate when your air conditioner's too cold.
God damn.
You know what I also hate is when your 200 channels on TV have nothing to watch.
All commercials.
Oh, it's so fucking awful, too, when your internet has a hiccup so you can't use it for like 5 seconds.
Oh damn! My
That
DVR,
is the worst.
My DVR is full of shit.
I hate it when my smartphone that has way more processing units than some computers around this fucking planet doesn't get reception because it's sending a signal to space.
Oh shit! Right now, people are complaining because they can't listen to us on the computers. Oh.
I guess their computers just aren't privileged enough.
Oh my god. Sorry, listeners. I got a little rambly there.
Oh, it's cool. It's all related to what we're talking about. I'll throw this last question before we close it out because I think I need to go do something. But yes. Now, you guys have gave your opinions about this current generation and if we should have another one, another like consoles in the near future. If you were to create, okay, here's the hypothesis for you guys. If you were to create one awesome feature on the next Xbox or on the next Nintendo or Sony, what will it be? Mike, I'll let you go first.
Holograms.
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 Like Tupac?
Tupac. Yeah, seriously. No, how cool would it be like if you have a hologram of like Tupac or Michael Jackson standing next to you while you're doing the moonwalk?
Now here's the question: do you want a hologram that helps you play video games, or do you want a hologram that's like it's a hologram game?
I would like to have a hologram like AI next to me helping me in the game, like helping me play or
like
helping
he's your
me,
player too.
like he's my player too, like standing next to me. Or just have a holographic interface that's you're controlling your controller your system with or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
The first.
Yeah, hologram. That's my feature.
The first thing that came to mind when you said that is like every person who has played Zelda and has that fucking little fairy next to him the entire time, just saying, "Hey,
yeah,
listen."
listen. And then you try to smack it away, and your hand just goes through it.
Oh god, that'd be awesome.
It'd be kind of annoying. Thanks for ruining my dream, Anthony.
Greg, you're up next.
I have one for each console. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
For the PS3, I'm watching Mike use his shorts as the string on his shorts, and he's tying stuff together. He's playing fucking Boy Scout over there. It just distracted me for a second.
Sorry.
For the PS3, a controller that doesn't have an internal battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us put batteries in it, or give us a longer fucking cord.
Yeah, stop with rechargeable stuff. It's really not working.
Yeah, so a battery pack on a PS3 controller would be good. For the Wii, 4 controllers with the Wii U.
Yeah.
4, not 2.
No, 1, not 1.
No, they announced 2 at E3.
The Wii. Oh, the Wii is gonna have 2 now.
The Wii U is gonna have 2 of those big ass controllers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You can use 2.
Okay.
Allow us to use 4. Make those cheap. That's all I ask.
Yeah, 4 is better than 2. 4 people together for that, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And for the 360, stop. Like, I don't really have an innovation for them because I think what they're doing is good.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you really want an innovation,
broken.
Make sure that the Kinect isn't shitty. Like, I think the Kinect is great. I think the
Kinect's a great idea. I think the things that you can do outside of gaming with the Kinect is a great thing. Oh
yeah, definitely.
Using it to manipulate objects and work with objects and use robotic arms.
Here's my thing: is the points of data that it produces to capture every movement are actually very limited. Like the distance that you have to stand for to see your entire body, it doesn't get your finger movements. You're basically hamstring the mittens.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've noticed that.
Whereas Apple produced a thing that can.
Oh, it can. It picks up your entire body.
And Google is working on one that can do better than Apple.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, hey, Microsoft, get on it.
Man, Google is just in on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And I'll put my idea out there, and it's nothing really, life changing or anything. It's pretty simple. If it's possible, like at least for PS2 and X360, like have the ability where you can plug in not only a PS3 controller and Xbox 360, but vice versa, so that you don't have to worry about too much about buying a new controller or anything to that matter. Specifically because, I want to play my 360 pad on a PS3 for fighting games specifically.
Right.
That's all I want to do. Not use a fucking converter to try and make it work. Or buy a third-party crap-ass controller.
So you're saying you want to use a PS3 controller on an Xbox?
If I want to. I don't know.
Make everything universal. I think that the PS3 controller actually works really well with certain games, like fighting games. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Whereas the 360 controller is it works great with first-person shooters.
Right.
I used to think that the PlayStation 3 was a brilliant controller, a great controller, but I love my Xbox controller.
Yeah,
I think it's
that 360 controller is so slick.
I think it's by far
For a game like Rayman, you could use both.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But for a game like any first-person shooter,
Halo,
I fucking
Battlefield.
hate playing first-person shooters on the PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a wider controller. You need a wider range of.
It's more comfortable.
More comfortable, yeah.
But there's, like, let's take Uncharted, for example.
Mm-hmm.
They made that game work with that controller.
But I feel like I could play Uncharted better with my Xbox controller, or have a little bit more fun with it.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Naughty Dog wanted to make sure that their processing for the game would work on a console, and the
Right.
Xbox didn't. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining me for this podcast.
It was wonderful.
It was a great show. Best of show. Best of shows.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Mike, where can they find you on the internet?
They can find me at Twitter at StuntmanMike123, and you can find me on the homepage of artisticalliance.org, home of the freaking awesome podcast.
Awesome. Greg.
You can find me on Tumblr and Twitter at ChubRockGeek. You can follow my blog that I've not done in a long time on YouTube under Geek Losing It. Make sure you hit subscribe when you go to my channel. I'd appreciate it. You can find me on the Overtime podcast, which is hosted by artisticalliance.org, and you can find it on iTunes under the Overtime.
Awesome. Sweetness.
All for free.
And you can follow much of our stuff, this podcast among other things, our website, animationtalkpodcast.com. You can check out all our stuff, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everything is on there on the website. You can follow me on Twitter at Naruto, and where I usually kind of just say whatever's on my mind or whatever crappy stuff that I used to tend to say from time to time. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us, guys. So for me, Greg and Mike, thank everyone for listening, and we'll see you on next week or 2 weeks from now.